Hi, my name is Liz Meredith. I live in a small rural town and am the Technology Integration and Curriculum Director for a district of about 1,700 students. I wear a necklace that says love and humility on it because I think these are things that all people need to remember to have. But it occurs to me, what have I learned regarding the differences among people in my work environment? What has the doctoral program of global educational leadership shown me and taught me about our world? The first thing that I've learned is that within one culture, there are many subcultures. Now, like I said, I come from a very rural area and we have very little diversity. In fact, I had really only traveled to other countries just within the past 2 years. So my experience with different cultures is minimal compared to many others. However, even in the small exposure I've had, I've still seen that within that large umbrella of national identity, there lies within it many smaller identities. Groups of individuals who've congregated together because of their similar beliefs and values. It's because of this that I really think educators need to be in tune with both what is happening at their local level and within their own nation, but also global needs. So as we work towards cultural acceptance and appreciation of diversity, both within ourselves and with our students, we always need to keep in mind that there are many subcultures existing within one culture. We don't all fit under the umbrella. The second thing that I've learned is that we see others through the lenses of our own cultural values. I've really learned the importance of exposure, and as I've explained before, this is something that I was actually lacking until a few years ago. However, despite our own exposure level, opportunities are everywhere, free opportunities. So we need to provide students with more of these opportunities to be able to learn and contribute to the national well-being. The implications in education are that we really must work to provide these opportunities to our students, getting them to connect and communicate with other countries and other cultures. This will really help for us to be able to start not seeing necessarily other cultures through small lenses of our own values, but to start to see them through a broader lens. The third thing that I've learned is that there will always be a struggle between traditionalist and modernist. In any culture, there's always going to be a younger generation who thinks that they have all the answers and an older generation who's much more experienced. In my rural district, this has happened as we've worked hard to teach students 21st century skills and even incorporate new technology skills like coding and robotics. But sometimes parents or grandparents aren't too keen on this new learning and would prefer that we stick to something like teaching cursive. Now, this is a simple example, but one that really speaks to the bigger picture of modernism versus traditionalism. And this was discussed in our textbook this past week. But it's so important to point out that we can learn from both sides. This doesn't need to be a right or wrong. Both sides have equal value, and what we need to make sure that we do is keep an open mind when listening to both sides. Lastly, what I've learned, and perhaps most importantly, is the need for cultural humility. For me, this has taken the form of reflection, of asking myself questions that really challenge me to push further in my understanding, my awareness, and my acceptance of cultural differences and how they shape our everyday life. As educators, it is so important that we take time to personally reflect, to expose ourselves to real-life situations and even field experiences that will help us develop this cultural humility. I think that the gift of cultural humility is of utmost importance, not just in education, but in every other realm of life. So, these are the things that I've learned during my time in the doctoral program for global educational leadership, and they're the things that are going to continue to affect my dealings both in the workplace and beyond. We're all in this together, and I'm super appreciative of the lessons that I've learned.